This is Gilbert Andrew Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, talk, inspiration, and prayer. Listen to my show every Monday from 11 to 12 on KWWJ 1360 AM, KYOK 1140 AM, KCOH at 1230 KCOH.com, Sangeet Radio at 95.1 FM, 1460 AM, and Latino Sports, KEYH 850 AM. Call in at 832-570-8075 and follow me on social media. See you then. Right, Houston, Harris County, you have me, Gilbert Garcia, with another tip from me. Talk, inspiration, and prayer. And so it's going to be an interesting, fun show today because, first of all, I have one of my good friends, Mr. Judge Dwight Jefferson. Of course, he's not Mr. Judge. His name is Dwight Jefferson, but he's a former judge. So, Judge, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Gilbert.
And, of course, I brought in the judge because not only is he just a good man and married to an even more wonderful lady, but the real reason is he was on the Metro board with me, and I cannot thank Mayor Parker for the honor and the opportunity to take over as Metro chairman during a very difficult time for Metro. It was not transparent. It was not financially sound. There's all kinds of issues. They had violated their own procurement laws and therefore had forfeited the federal grant on the expansion of rail, and I could go on and on. But we turned it all around in 6 years, and it was a lot of hard work. It was a great staff and an even better board that I was surrounded, and one of those board members was Dwight Jefferson. And one of the things I did as chairman of Metro was I really wanted to give all my board members their lane and let them run with it. That's what I learned as sort of a leader and CEO type, is to let people do what they do best. And Dwight Jefferson had a great interest in the finance area, and so he became our finance committee chairman and took on that enormous task. And I am so happy to report that not only did we turn things around, like writing off wasteful debt, like paying back pay on all the mobility, which is the revenue sharing that we had with the multi-cities in the county, but he really put us on a sound footing going the next, actually the next couple of years. And then we even passed a referendum that got Metro more money for transit, and all that really came from his leadership. So, Judge, can you believe that you did all that?
Well, to tell you the truth, no, I can't.
Well, guess what? You did. It was your leadership. And again, obviously...
Well, let me just say it was the leadership of really a great board that the mayor put together. That's starting right. With our chairman, who came in like a locomotive or freight train into that organization, because it was in shambles when we got there. And by the time that we left, we received the award as the #1 transit agency in North America, if my recollection is
That's correct.
Right.
2015, we got Transit Agency of the Year. And we're going to talk a lot about transit. Did we have a caller already, producer? We have a caller already, and I'm going to bring him on. I do want to also talk about the No Kings March, because it, again, is an incredible statement. I want to talk a little bit about District C elections coming up, and then I want to talk a little bit about the prayer element of our Talk, Inspiration, Prayer, because I want to give a prayer, because if anything, we need prayer more than ever in this crazy world that we have. And so let me bring in that person. We have a Patrick on the line. Is there a Patrick on the line?
Hi there, y'all. Patrick Othout here.
Patrick, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
I can hear you, but I can only hear you. Keep talking, but it's not all the way on my sound, but you keep talking. Patrick, welcome to the show, and what do you got, my friend?
Yeah, well, Patrick Othout, I'm currently running for City Council, District C in this special election. Early voting is going on today and tomorrow, and then Election Day is April 4th. And look, a lot of the things y'all are talking about, they're really relevant to this election. We need a mobility system in this city that offers multiple options to people, whether you are walking, biking, busing, or driving. And then obviously I was at the No Kings protest this weekend. It was huge. So many funny signs out there and people standing up and fighting for local control in Houston. We're not going to let Trump and Abbott continue to tell us what to do with our flood control district, schools, health system, and elections.
Patrick, I'm going to interrupt you real quick because let's educate our viewers again. So why is there an open seat and why is there a special election for District C again? If you don't mind going through all that for everybody. And by the way, you're talking to 5 different radio stations, all live, some top stations in all different communities all over Houston and Harris County. There are many people listening who are District C. But would you go through all that for us? Where it generally is a district? Where does it go from where to where? And tell us again about why we have a special election.
Yeah, well, so in Houston, I'll start from the basics. In Houston, you've got some city council members that are at large and then some that represent districts in the city. District C, Charlie, is it's a district that ranges from Oak Forest, Heights, Montrose, Rice University, Braeswood, and Meyerland. And Abby Kamen was the council member for the past couple of years, and she stepped down to run for county attorney. Houston's got resigned to run rules. So it triggered a special election that's on April 4th, and it's the only race on the ballot. And as of today, I think 4,000 people have voted, so it is really low turnout. And it's a really important race. Your city council member figures out, make sure your potholes get fixed, your trash gets picked up, they respond to issues on your block, and they decide a lot of funding priorities for the city too, ranging from mobility to city services as well. So really important election. It's a nonpartisan race, but District C is a pretty progressive district as well, and so it's important that we have somebody in that seat who reflects our values.
Well, Abby Kamen did an excellent job. I know her a little bit, and she works very, very hard, and that's always been a key council seat because in past, it's always had pretty good voter turnout. Disappointing to hear that the turnout is so low, but then again, I think people are exhausted. I think people are exhausted about what's going on in the federal government. You know, you don't know if we're going to fight who next, you know, whether it's Venezuela. I think they were going to send troops into Ecuador. You don't know who's going to get a new tariff. We're sending boots on the ground in Iran. We're going to go apparently go take over or take the we're going to go take over Cuba. We're going to go take over Greenland. I mean, my God, I don't even know. It's almost like a monopoly board, and we're just saying, I'll just take this, I'll take this, I'll take this. But in all seriousness, it is serious. And so I think people are exhausted because they voted 3 or 4 times for CD 18, and God bless those candidates. And it's down to our congressperson now is Christian Menifree, and he's in a runoff for another term with Al Green. God bless them all for really working so hard in that district, considering all the different yings and yangs and ins and outs and how many times people have had to go vote. So District C, it's a special election. And remind me, is early voting ending tomorrow or today?
Last day to vote early is tomorrow, and there's 6 voting locations throughout the district: West Gray, The Lodge, Bayland, Candlelight, and polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Okay, and so that is election day, but you can vote anywhere early, right, or no?
No, early, there's just those 6 locations.
Just those 6.
There's a lot more. Yeah.
Repeat them one more time.
They include West Gray, the Bayland area in Meyerland, the Lodge in the Heights, and Candlelight as well. And their polls are open 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. Also, the Courtyard Marriott in West University, and then the Harris County Attorney Conference Center downtown.
Well, you know, I haven't really spent time with you, but I know you're a good man. Give us all your, 5 minutes here or 3 minutes here of what's your website and what are the top 2 or 3 issues that you're going to work on. And while we're talking, we're going to put your website on the air.
Yeah, website is patrickforhouston.com. I was born and raised here. I went to Poe, Lanier, and Lamar, public school kid here from Houston, Texas. At Lanier Middle School, Jim Henley was my debate coach. And at Lamar High School, I came out of the closet, walked around Montrose, and those symbols of pride meant something to me. I joined the Army after January 6, 2021, because I was worried about, as a gay man, having MAGA try to take over our elections. And I wanted to have democratically minded folks in our armed forces. And I led a tank platoon as a tank commander of 20 soldiers and 4 tanks at NATO Battle Group Poland on the Russian border. This was in the midst of the Ukrainian conflict, so we were the first speed bump, if anything, kicked off in that part of the world.
Holy cow.
And then I came, yeah.
That's phenomenal.
And it was
Keep going.
It was amazing experience to work alongside Romanian, British, Croatian, and Polish soldiers, all defending democracy, especially as an out gay combat officer standing up to that notorious homophobe Vladimir Putin. I then came back to Texas and served at Fort Hood, where I led 200 mechanics working on my battalion's maintenance program, because if the tanks can't run, we're not very effective. And we had to learn all of those vehicles, their bumper numbers, their faults, where their parts were in the Byzantine Army procurement system. That is the same type of council member I'm going to be. I'm going to memorize your blocks the same way I had to memorize those vehicles, memorize the potholes and when they were last fixed, the same way I had to do that for a combat battalion as well.
Wonderful.
And I'm running.
Keep going. Keep going.
And I'm running because we need city council members with courage, willing to fight back against Trump and Abbott, and willing to push for infrastructure, public safety, and affordability. And council members with vision and strategy and looking around the corner to future issues. I interned at City Hall 13 years ago for the Department of Neighborhoods. I built a mobile app for that department. And I work now in AI safety, making sure that if you ask these models any question, they can't teach you how to make meth, to deny the Holocaust, to teach you how to kill yourself. And we need folks in government who are literate on these issues, because we'll probably use solutions like this in the future, but I don't think there's any city council member in America who's got professional experience in artificial intelligence.
Well, I salute you and all the great work that you've done, and we thank you for calling in, my friend, and we wish you great success there.
Amazing. Thank you all.
Thank you for calling in. Let's go back a second, because I want to go to a prayer real quick there, Judge, because we always try to have a prayer, and this was sent to me by Miss Georgia Provost, I believe. Georgia Provost, who we all know and love because she does so much in the community. So, ready. Lord, there's no storm that God won't carry you through, no bridge that God won't help you cross, no battle that God won't help you win, no heartache that God won't help you let go of. He is so much bigger than anything you will ever face. Leave everything in His hands. Embrace each other confidently, knowing that He will take care of you. Amen. Thank you, Ms. Georgia Provost, for that prayer, and please keep them coming. Judge, first of all, there's one thing I've always wanted to say. I've known you a long time, and I've always wanted to say that, if you don't mind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Here come the judge.
Oh, God.
Here come the judge. I mean, I don't remember where that comes from. Is that Laughing or Flip Wilson?
That's Flip Wilson.
Flip Wilson, the comedian. Remember
Aging yourself.
Yeah, remember people don't even know who Flip Wilson is. He was hilarious, and he had that character where he would dress up like Geraldine. Remember Geraldine? And he would say, "Here come the judge." So I always wanted to say that. So thank you for allowing me to do that.
Well, good. I'm glad you didn't do it at a board meeting.
Yeah. Well, I want to ask.
Let me say one thing though, regarding Patrick. I mean, listening to his background and all, that really is the type of new leadership that really I believe that we need in our community. You know, I'm approaching 70, and that's toward the end of the career. But I really do believe that the folks who are going to be here long after people of my generation are gone, that it's really time for them to start picking up the mantle and going forward with it in leadership. So I don't know if Patrick is going to win or lose, but I will say this, that he is the type of individual, from what I just heard, that the city can benefit from, elected or not elected.
That is so kind of you. Know, Judge, you have been at the forefront of leadership. You have your whole life. When you see what's going on today, I mean, we have to have hope for the future. But how do you feel when you see that, you know, where's the young people? Where are the more Patricks out there? And are we living them in a better place or not? Are we training them for the future and some of the future issues that they're going to deal with, whether it's AI, whether it's a new world order? But when you reflect on your glorious life and, you know, what's going to be ahead for the next 70 years, you know, how do you feel?
Well, Gilbert, they are out there, but the politics of today that is so controlled by money, really to me, as a judge, as an attorney, as a citizen, the case of Citizens United that has allowed people to just pour dark money into politics. And what we've seen is since the past, since that decision by the Supreme Court, our politics has been on a steady decline.
Go through that for our listeners, because they don't know all these things about the case and what it did to now allow essentially unlimited money. Just, if you don't mind, go through a little bit of that, because people need to know.
Well, as you know, Congress, the House and the Senate passed a bill to limit private.
And let me get you, if you don't mind, I want to make sure. Can you hear the judge? Okay, go ahead.
Limiting the amount of money that can be contributed to political campaigns, and the Supreme Court declared the law passed by Congress to do that is unconstitutional in the Citizens United case. And as a result, you have, for example, in campaigns now, you'll see a negative ad against a candidate, and it's not an ad that is sponsored by the candidate. It's an ad that is sponsored by a group that receives money from individuals whose names are kept private in unlimited amounts. And so those groups can spend money against any candidate that they choose in a limited amount of money.
You know, Judge, it's so frightening almost, because for some of us, I'm under SEC regulations as a money manager, but ignoring me for a moment, there are campaign limits here and there, whether it's, I think it's $3,500 for someone for Congress, and that is a lot of money, $3,500. For someone to give to a member of Congress running for Congress. But what's interesting is, in today's very close House, where just a matter of one or two members of Congress can change the balance of power to control almost $6-7 trillion of spending and all sorts of, you know, I don't know how many federal workers there are, but there's, you know, probably over 1 million. I don't quite know, but it's a big, big number. You see this dark money that you're referring to coming into small elections, but it's all the difference in the world. There's a friend of mine named Vicente Gonzalez who's down in the Valley, great man, and normally the Texas Valley, you know, has some money, etc. But at the end of the day, money is coming in from all sides.
From all over the country.
All over the country. People don't even live there, don't even know him. He is the incumbent. He is a very rational, moderate Democrat, but they want to knock him out just because. And just like Al Green, I know, and I'm not here supporting Al Green or not, but he's a good man. He's running, and he's against crypto, and millions of dollars anti-crypto are coming. I'm sorry, he's anti-crypto. Pro-crypto people are putting in millions of dollars against him. It's staggering. And that's what's frightening, when you have people who have no stake in the ground, no stake in the race other than their own sort of political ideology, putting in millions of dollars in races all over.
Right, or their future pecuniary interests.
That's right, or their future contracts that they want to do.
For example, this whole Texas voucher program. I volunteered back a few years ago with HISD to go up to Austin and help the district lobby for changes in the education laws. And what you see is that the voucher system is actually taking money away from the public schools, and what we see is that most of the people who are going to benefit from the voucher system, the last thing I've read in the paper, are in fact people who already have their kids in private schools.
That's right.
And so, from the standpoint of the public schools, that's a zero-sum game. And we know that from what I can see, the primary force behind that was some billionaire from Pennsylvania who came in and contributed millions of dollars to the governor's campaign.
I mean, it's staggering because, again, for someone that, again, $2,000, $3,000, that is a lot of money. I am not denying that. But when you're talking about other people who can give a candidate $1 million, $1 million, $2 million, I mean, that's a staggering sum of money.
Well, and then, too, I mean, that really goes to the importance of no kings. And hopefully what comes out of the No Kings March is it does stimulate a new generation of people who are willing to participate in the system and who are willing to go out and vote and support candidates that stand for their issues.
Well, amen to that. We're going to keep talking about this, and I do want to get to Metro because that's one of the topics I want to cover with you, of course. But we have another caller. Is there a Judy Castillo on?
Yes, I'm right here. Hi, Gilbert.
Judy, first of all, let me say I apologize. I think you've been on for the last 10 or 15 minutes. I apologize. I just wanted to get some of those thoughts in on Judge Jefferson. And what do you have for me and the judge today, or Houston and Harris County? What do you got for us?
I wanted to invite both of you guys and any other organization. I am with Johnny Mata's LULAC Council. We are working hand in hand with LULAC District 18, and we are putting up a Freedom Parade Saturday, May 2nd. So we are trying to recruit as many people, nonprofits, organizations, political parties, schools, businesses, to join us. We are doing this from the bottom of our hearts and to promote equity. So we're inviting any from all backgrounds, not just Mexican American, not just, we're inviting everybody to show Houston diversity. So that's why I wanted to come out, and talking about politicians. We know most of them are running for something. So if they would like to sign up, I don't mind sharing Mr. Bardo's phone number. He's in charge of signing up people, and as well we have a Google form. I can share all that information. My role here is to promote, and I'm part of the educational committee. So if you have any schools or organizations that work with schools, send them my way. We'll share them the flyer. But this parade will be in downtown Houston, May 2nd from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. And it's just to promote the diversity that Houston has.
Amen. And just give me one more time. What's that phone number, and how do people trying to sign up? And just go through all that. I want to make sure we get it on the air.
Okay, so Mr. Baldo Garza is the district director of the Freedom Parade. You can reach him out at 832-248-6962. We can email you an application. Now, schools are free to participate. We have, in my platform and on my social media, we have a Google form. If you're a nonprofit or political party, school, business, and will want to participate, feel free to fill out that Google form, and then we'll send you an application as well.
Thank you so much. Obviously, Johnny Mata's a legend, and I'm a big fan. Of course, I love the man. And I know he did a lot of work and has been doing a lot of work with the coalition, with lots of people, a lot of the pastors, et cetera, on this whole stopping ICE and working with the city council. And it looks like they've been successful. And it seems like, I think it's the new council person, Salinas, if I'm not mistaken, that has really championed a lot of that effort. Do you know anything about that you can share on the air?
I can tell you we're going to be having a press conference tomorrow. He just literally, while we were on the phone, he sent out an email that we're going to be having a press conference tomorrow, 4:30 in the front of the City Council Chambers of Commerce. And we are going to be talking about HPD Community Affairs Division and how the mayor and the City Council, their earlier concerns are related. So if anybody wants to join us, we will be there tomorrow we trying to find a solution to help our community, of course. So we're going to keep pushing, and this coalition is from the Justice Coalition from JASA. So we are eagerly waiting. There's going to be attorneys, there's going to be many people, and we're working hand in hand with council members that are really advocating for our constituents.
Amen. Amen. Go ahead, Judge.
Has anyone really explained why the Community Affairs Division was dissolved?
The answer is I don't know. Are you aware of any of that, Judy?
No.
Okay. Yeah. No. But at the end of the day, I gotta dive into that because that's what this station, this show's all about. Really educating the public, getting really subject matter experts, and that's really what I've been trying to do.
Because from the standpoint of public safety and the importance of community relations to the whole concept of neighborhood-oriented policing, for the dollar, and I don't know what the cost is.
Right.
I don't know how many officers are involved with that, but it can't be too many. And so from the standpoint of the benefits derived from the cost associated with it, it should pay for itself tenfold.
Oh, there's no doubt. I remember growing up, and I'm going to date myself, there was always in my community officer friendly. Remember that the concept of officer friendly? A local police officer that the community knew for your little neighborhood. And we got to get back to that somehow because I believe it's such a great deterrent. And it just creates a better relationship between law enforcement and the community, which is what we need.
I just don't understand this. It is a division that has been in place, nearly 50 years?
No,
and then just one day, it's like in order, it's over?
Yeah, the answer is I don't know.
No council discussion that I'm aware of or anything. It was like we're just getting rid of that.
Well, I'm going to have to drill down because that's a very good topic. So I appreciate you bringing that up. And Judy, thank you for calling into the show. And Judge, I want to come back because you had a great experience being a judge. What did you learn being a judge? And how does one prepare to be a judge? Is there any sort of, now that you have been elected, I think if you don't mind, give the listeners some history about people run for being a judge here rather than you're appointed. Is there any sort of, judge training to prepare these people who probably are attorneys, but for the enormous responsibility to be a judge?
As far as just any kind of direct training, no. Once you become a judge, there is a short course. I think it was, Thursday through Saturday, where you go to judges school, where they give you just some basic training on how to be a judge. But really, outside of that, there really is no type of advanced training for it. And so you just have to be at least 35 years old, I think, and have practiced law for a period of time.
And let me remind me, what court were you in?
I was in the 215th Civil District Court.
And remind all of our listeners the difference between, because again, I'd like to think that I'm educated, but the truth is, when I go to the ballot and I see all these judicial positions, it's hard for me to figure it all out, Judge. I really need it.
I tell you, a lot of them I couldn't vote on because I knew nothing about either of the candidates.
Well, that's how I feel, and I'd like to think I'm educated, right? And so, what's the difference between a civil court, family law, criminal court? Just give us a quick rundown of all that, and how does it all work?
Well, on the civil side, you have county civil courts at law, and you have civil district courts. And civil district court has jurisdiction to handle cases from $5,000 up. County courts have jurisdiction of cases from $5,000, and I think that they're capped at $100,000 or $1 million. And then you have justice of the peace courts that have jurisdiction that's capped at $20,000. Family courts handle all types of family cases, divorces, name changes, things of that nature.
Child issues, I'm
right,
sure.
child
Custody,
issues, right, family and custody, things of that nature. And then you have probate courts, and probate courts handle the wills and disputes related to heirs and things of that nature.
Wow.
And then on the criminal side, you have the county criminal courts of law that handle misdemeanor criminal cases, and then you have the state district criminal courts that handle felony cases.
And do you think that we have enough judges, or do you think, like, holy cow, that you're so, like when you were on the bench, were there so many cases that you couldn't even get to them?
Well,
is there a backlog? Tell us a little bit.
No, I mean, like, really it's all tied to how quickly a particular judge wants to run their court. I mean, you can have a judge who wants to work hard and long hours, and you'll see results in their dockets move faster, and you'll have some judges who may not want to spend as much time on cases, and they'll just take a slower pace. But when I was on judge, I served on a committee that was established by the legislature, and it was chaired by John Hill, who's a former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, former Attorney General.
And he ran for governor, and he
right.
was Liddell, Sapp, Zivley, Hill, and LeBoon. I remember him.
Right.
Yep.
And we came up with a plan that was proposed that would change the way the judges were elected, and where judges would be appointed initially by the governor, approved by the Senate, kind of like they do on the federal level, serve for 2 years, and then after 2 years, there would be an election where if somebody wanted to challenge the judge, they could challenge the judge. If nobody challenged the judge, it would just be an election on whether to retain the judge or not. And if the judge won that, then he or she would serve for 6 years, and then there'll be another chance for the voters to come in and say, keep that judge or get rid of that judge. And then with the idea being then you could get more qualified people on the bench as judges, as opposed to somebody just deciding, I'm going to run to be a trial judge, and I've never had a trial.
Right.
But I'm going to be a trial judge, and that's the problem with the totally open system as it exists now. But I think there could be some changes made to make sure that the people who run actually have a minimum level of experience for the types of cases that they're going to be handling. So if you're going to be a trial judge, at least have a certain number of trials so that you'll know when that person gets on the bench, they will have had experience in that court.
God, it just makes so perfect sense that you need to have experience to be able to run that whole effort. Let me ask you this. So I guess it didn't happen.
No, it didn't happen.
Where did it fall through? I mean, it sounds like a great idea. But
well, what I was told once is that for local parties, for the local political parties, the number one source of funding in many instances was from judges. I mean, does anybody know who the county treasurer is?
No.
So guess how many people contribute to the county treasurer's campaign?
How many? A few?
A few.
Yeah.
But a district judge, for example, a civil district judge who's handling cases, the largest verdict I presided over was a case where the jury came back with a $1.3 billion verdict.
That's with a B?
With a B.
That's a big verdict.
And so as a district judge, from the standpoint of county elections, nobody raises, maybe a county commissioner raises more money than a district judge can raise, but district judges can raise a lot of money. And then there's a unified campaign, and so the party comes to the judge and says, hey, judge, contribute to the unified
Right.
campaign, and so that's a good source.
I see.
And so, Republican or Democrat, everybody complains about the
Right,
system, but it never gets changed.
Yeah. Somehow, in some odd way, it's working. Somehow, or at least people have accepted this model.
Well, I mean, the one thing about having elected judges over appointed judges who don't have to worry about running for office and getting elected again is that the judge has to consider all, 360 the issues that are before the court.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Hold that thought. We have another caller. Is there an Ernie on the line?
Yes.
Ernie, I'm sorry.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, I
Happy
think you've been on hold there a little bit. I apologize for that. You have me and Judge Dwight Jefferson, who is, of course, a judge. Former judge, excuse me. He was on the Metro Board with me as our Finance Committee Chairman.
And I serve currently on the Harris County Housing Finance Corporation Board, and we're responsible for affordable housing programs in Harris County.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you for that information.
What an important subject, affordable housing.
Yes.
That's such an important, and Gilbert is way behind and, helping with that because, way ahead of the scale and helping with that because he has always brought that issue to the forefront. And that was one of his biggest avenues when he was running for mayor, was understanding the importance of affordable housing. So thank you, Judge Jefferson, for being on today. I wanted to really commend you for understanding the role of judges, but also we have so many different avenues to put the right people in place as far as elections right now. And I know Gilbert mentioned how annoying it is that people don't understand what's going on and there's too many elections and they're just like over it. So I work as a legislative judge, so I understand the importance of it, and that informing the people is critical, and Gilbert's show helps with that so much. I mean, we have an important right now, the Democrats have an important role in trying to put former Mayor Nice Parker in office. That is an important role right now. I've been helping with the campaign as a volunteer, and I think, oh my God, we got to put this woman in office because she's going to make the type of judgment calls that we need in this city.
Well, of course, just to be clear,
much experience.
Yeah, just to be clear, she's running for county judge, of course, and there is a runoff to get the Democratic nomination, and then, of course, the Democratic nominee will run against the Republican in November. Go ahead there, Ernie. I just want to give the listeners that background.
Correct. And that whole endeavor that she is putting forth is so critical because she has the knowledge that we need as a city. I mean, her ability to have all of the education that she has, in addition to understanding how the city works and how it should work, is critical. We need to put this woman in office. People need to not sit beside and hope that somebody else gets her in. We have to do it as a people. We need to make the difference for our own selves so that this can happen. And it's very critical. I really understand the importance of voting. My parents really put that in me as a young child, and I want other parents to take heed of this and look at our Gen Zs and really get them out there to vote. It's so critical, Gilbert, especially with your show, and you have the different platforms so that you can make sure people are aware. They know that they need to do this. This is their job, to be out there in the public and helping our community grow. I think it's so vital.
Well, let me say one thing on that. First of all, on the personal level, I support Mayor Parker in her race for county commissioner. Just from my experience working with her during the time that I was on the Metro Board, to which she appointed me. But serving now in the HFC, one of the primary concerns and leading issues that we have here in the county is, in fact, the cost of housing and affordable housing. And the one thing we know from past experience with Mayor Parker is how the national recognition that Houston has received as a result of the program that her administration put in place when she was mayor to attack homelessness among our veterans, which is one of the largest homeless populations around the country. And the job that she and her administration did, I believe, has reduced the amount of veteran homelessness in the city by, I don't know the exact amount, but I know it's been enough to where she's received national recognition, and leaders from other cities came to Houston just to get a hands-on look at the job that the city had done under her leadership. And so that's the kind of thing that we're trying to do over at the Housing Finance Corporation from the standpoint of affordable housing in the county. And I know, just knowing the mayor, that she has plans in the works if she, in fact, does win, to make that a priority for the county.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, that's wonderful. That's wonderful to say that, because this is International Women's Month, and she has been honored this month as well. And I was so happy that she was able to recognize me as one of the outstanding leaders in Houston with Women on the Move and Texas Executive Women. And I am behind her 110%, because she makes women feel that their value is truly at the utmost. And so I am behind her 110%, and I'm so thankful that you both as men are equally behind her and making sure we get the right person in office.
Well, I mean, one thing both Gilbert and I know is that we wouldn't be where we are today without the women who've been behind us.
Hey,
Started with our mothers.
That's right. I can say that about my wife. Dee Dee Garcia, did you hear that? I'm just making sure my wife heard that. I love you, honey. Go ahead there, hon.
Love you.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm thanking Gilbert, because without Gilbert, I would not have received this honor. And I feel that he is anything I come to him about in support, and anything that we discuss that's important in the city, he listens. And that's the most important thing. And that's why this show is so important, because this is Holy Week. This is the beginning of Holy Week. And we have to value everyone's beliefs. And as Catholics, we value everyone. There's no Christian that we do not value. And so as we celebrate Holy Week and we listen to the Lord, and we say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, I will follow him all the days of my life. That's a very common statement that's from the Bible that many people know, not just Catholics. So let us all heed that at this time. This is an important week. Let us all heed that everyone is different, but everyone is valued.
Right, and
as a person.
And as Christians, right, as you just said, we respect and love all people.
Amen to that. Amen to that. All right, thank you for calling in, and please call again.
Thank you so much, Gilbert. Keep up the great work.
We're trying. Thank you so much. We have another caller already, Judge, before we continue the show. I've got, is there a Jumpin' Jess on the line? Jess. Jumpin' Jess, you there, pal?
Yes, sir.
You got me, Gilbert Garcia, the tip from me with, of course, former Judge Dwight Jefferson, man with a plan. What do you got for us?
No, I was wondering, as the judge, the importance of the district clerk's position, because right now we have a young man that is a political prodigy, probably a genius, He graduated high school at 17, graduated from Rice University at 19, got his master's at 21, and working on a second master's in engineering. And the young man's name was Alex Maldonado, and he's in a runoff for the district clerk and on the Democratic side. So I just wanted to put in a plug for him, and as again, the judge will tell us about the importance of the district clerk's position. And the last thing I'll say is from the Bible of Gilbert Jefferson, don't be a tonto, po pronto.
Let me just, Judge Jefferson, the district clerk, for our listeners, what does that position actually do?
Well, the district clerk is an important job because all of the legal documents that are filed and retained in the county associated with all the types of lawsuits that all the types of cases we've talked about, family, probate, criminal, civil, in district courts, they all go through the district clerk's office. And the district clerk has, I believe, at least 2 clerks assigned to each district court, each of the 52, maybe it's 53 to 54 by now, civil, district courts in the county, both criminal and civil. And so maintaining those records and the timely posting and filing of appeals and things of those nature with the courts of appeals are all responsibilities of the district clerk. And so number one, the district clerk has to be a person who is organized, number one, and with some experience within the legal community and practices, from what I can see. And so organizational skills are going to be number one. It's a large office with, I don't know, quite a few employees and an awful lot of technology involved in it. And so a good understanding and knowledge of technology is very important. And so in many ways, that enhances the qualifications of a younger person.
It does, well, let me amen to that. Let me ask you this, Judge, and stay with me, Jumper Jess, is it almost sounds it's somewhat of an apolitical position. Is that right? I mean, that's what I just heard you describe.
Right, yeah.
I mean, you're really doing a function, and that really, that the citizens just need performed well. That's not really a political position.
Right, it's not really, I mean...
It's a political position by definition.
By definition.
But it sounds like the actual work is not really political work.
Right, because it really, I mean, there is no type of partisanship that should come into the work of the district clerk because, like you're saying, they're just performing a ministerial function within the justice system.
Interesting. What else do you got there, Mr. Jumper Jess?
No, sir. Just tell everybody, make sure they get ready and run out for the runoffs. I think it's going to be May the 26th, and we just need everybody to get out and vote for all the positions. There's a lot of runoffs, and as you know, the Harris County judge position and some other positions, and we just need everybody, please, to get out and vote.
So the friend that you know, the candidate that you know, Maldonado, so he's on the ballot for May, and it is for a runoff. And when does that early voting start? Do you know, Jess?
I think it belongs the 20th. May 20th is early voting through May 24th.
Wonderful. And then that position, of course, whoever wins will get the Democratic nomination to challenge the Republican, and that election will be in November. Am I correct?
Correct, sir.
Okay, so again, Houston, Harris County, please, as my mom said, if you don't vote, don't complain, because, you know, you got to make your voice heard there. Anything else, Jess?
That's it, sir. And like Judith was saying earlier, we're trying to support Johnny Mata and his crew and all LULACs to get out for the parade on May the 2nd. So we need everybody, please sign up and get involved. And we're inviting all the candidates to come out and get in their convertibles and their cars and their hot rods and show themselves to the people for the parade May 2nd, the Freedom Parade.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Go ahead.
Or their bicycle.
Or their bicycle, or just come out and walk. Thank you, Jess, for that. And I already know Houston, Harris County, because I had promised you a quick rundown, deep dive into Metro. I already know I'm going to have the judge back, because we haven't even talked about our favorite topic yet, Metro. But I want to let more people talk, and I already see an opening on my show May 11th there, Judge. I'm going to have to bring you back. If you can see up there. But let's keep going, because we have a Natalia. And by the way, I want to go through Houston, Harris County. So next week we're going to have Chris Canetti. And of course, he's the man with the plan. He is the FIFA World Cup Houston host committee chair. And of course, he used to run the Dynamos. He's going to talk all about the World Cup. And then on April 13th, I'm out of the country, but my colleague is going to be running that. That's going to be Ruby Dang. And we're going to have our election clerk, Tanisha Huspeth. Boy, has she done a good job. And then we're going to have on April 20th, the Houston Chronicle editorial editor, Evan Mintz. And if you ever wanted to know how does how does the Chronicle come up with their endorsements, and how do they choose letters of the editors and what things that they write about, ask them. And then, of course, on April 27th, we have Christian Menifree. Of course, I've had him on 2 or 3 times over the last 2 or 3 years. But, of course, he is now our congressperson running for re-election.
He's a good man.
He is a good man. Very good man. Very smart. And then, of course, on May 4th, we have Anise Parker again. And then, hopefully, we'll have May 11th, Judge Dwight Jefferson to talk about Metro, because I hope to get to a Metro, but my goodness, we're going on all kinds of great topics, and we have another caller, Judge. Is there a Natalia? I think it was Natalia, right?
Yes, I'm here.
Natalia, you have me, Gilbert Garcia, with a tip from me, with Judge Dwight Jefferson, former judge, serves on lots of boards, really a good man about leadership and what it takes to be a good leader. What do you got for us?
Hi, Judge Jefferson. I wanted to ask what advice you'd give to a young person who wants to get more involved in their community but doesn't necessarily know how to speak up about politics just yet.
There you go. What can a young person do to get engaged?
Well, I would say when I was young, my first involvement in politics started with at the precinct level, and I actually ran to be on I think it was the, not precinct chair, but there was a precinct board back in those days. But I would just encourage you to find an issue that you think is important and that needs to be addressed, and either sign up and join an organization that is working on that issue and getting it addressed. I would also encourage you to sign up with a campaign and actually get involved in campaigns. There's a lot of different work you can do, and there are a lot of interesting people you can meet working in a campaign, from block walking to getting on the telephone and making calls to helping set up for events. And so that would be my encouragement, to just step out there and get involved with the issues and the people that you want to support.
So I have a couple things there too, and I see lots of things. Jesse, don't be a tonto, vote pronto. I saw another one, Jocelyn, saying way to go. I saw some saying Judge Jefferson's a great judge. I saw all kinds of great comments, so thank you, all those. Judge Jefferson did a great job. Need more judges like him. Thank you, Alfred. There's a lot of great people sending a lot of great comments. Hannah, thank you. Vote for Anise Parker. Natalia, I would say number one, register to vote. because then you'll be in the zone. Jacqueline Griffin, thank you, great show, thank you. We need to get you back on my show, but get involved. And the best way is once you get registered to vote, you'll get in the system, and people then will have your address and emails, and you'll get information about candidates and issues. So that's number one. Number two is whether you're a Republican or Democrat, and of course everybody knows I'm a Democrat, but I want to just say whether you're a Republican or Democrat, get involved. And there's got to be young Republicans or young Democrats out there. There are so many different Democratic clubs. I'm sure there are many Republican clubs out there. You know, Cindy Siegel used to be on our Metro board with us. She was fantastic. She is now the head of the Republican Party right now for Harris County. She's tremendous. She was a mayor of Bel Air. We have a new head of the Democratic Party here for the Harris County. But at the end of the day, there's different avenues. Get involved. And I love campaigns. And when you are involved, you meet the best people because they're all people who care. Regardless of where they are on the issue or what the issue is, they care or they wouldn't be involved. So I encourage you to be involved. Do you have a follow-up or anything like that, Natalia, for us?
No, it honestly didn't cross my mind that I could be a part of a campaign. I knew that I could follow them, but it didn't cross my mind that I could be involved in them myself. So that was great advice from the both of you. So I thank you guys for telling me that.
Well, you're very welcome. You know, campaigns, the different candidates, whether you're Republican or Democrat, no matter what whether it's a statewide office or a county or local, they will want your help because they need the help. And I would say start local. Because local is, you know, at the micro level, the council members, the district, the different district council persons, those are the ones that I would start with. When you're in a presidential campaign, I know it's exciting and sexy, but it's like a big conglomerate. There's just so many. But everything in between would love to have you. So again, I recommend go local. And I wish you well.
And then maybe
go ahead there, Judge.
And then maybe one day again we'll actually be able to vote for the people who sit on our school boards.
Yes, I mean, my goodness, can you imagine? Here we are. I don't know if we're year 2 to year 3, and we still cannot vote for our that can really make decisions about our schools.
Look, this is like the Twilight Zone coming out of Austin. When you have the people who for years said decentralized, local control of schools, local control of government, and Texas was a strong local control state. The past 30 years, it's totally flipped. And now it's like everything has to be run out of Austin. If it's not run out of Austin, it's not right. And so getting involved, like you pointed out, in local campaigns is the best place to start, without a doubt. Now, let me say one other thing too, though, that you pointed out, and that is one of the reasons we had such a successful tenure on the Metro Board, and why you had such a successful tenure as the leader of the Metro Board, that basically was recognized as the top transit agency in North America, is because although you were a Democrat, appointed by a Democrat, under your leadership, our board worked with both Democrats, Sheila Jackson Lee, and Republicans, Culberson, both on the national level and on the state level and on the local level. And so the reason we were able to pass a referendum by over 80% was because it was supported by both Democrats and Republicans.
And you know, John Culberson, of course, everyone knows his background, et cetera. I won't go into that other than to say we really focused on, we disagree on sort of the role of light rail, et cetera. We may disagree on transit in general, but we agree on lots of things, and let's focus on the things that we agree on, and we'll worry about the things we disagree on down the road when it matters. But you know what, Judge, can you believe, like Carol Burnett, I'm so glad we had this time together, because now it's time to say so long. It's already been an hour.
Time flies.
Can you believe that? Well, you know what, Judge? I'm going to give you the last word. I want you back. I don't know if you can check your calendar either May 11th or 18th, because we didn't just get to cover Metro, and that's terrible because we need to cover. Keep your notes. I've got mine. I want to really look at some of these things that Bill King has written about, because I'm going to dispel the myth and give the Houston and Harris County the real truth about what happened to some of these things, because there's a lot of false information out there. And I don't mean like fake news. I mean he's just bending things for his own political agenda. Because I'll just do one. When they talk all about that Post Oak line and this and that, they never say that it was built and it was designed and everything by the Uptown Terrors. It wasn't a Metro deal. But they won't say. They'll say Metro did this. That's just not true, Houston, Harris County, and they know it. It was the Uptown Terrors. But I have a lot more clarification to go. Judge, you have the last word.
Everyone, have a wonderful day and be blessed.
Amen. Amen. You got Gilbert Garcia with a tip for me saying thank you. And let me say thank you again to my good friends at Laredo Taqueria, because they have the best carne guisada in town. And don't think I get paid for any of that. They don't even buy commercials here, but I love to talk them up, because you know what? The food is good.
Oh, the enchiladas.
Oh, everything's good, but their carne guisada is the best.
Oh, okay.
Oh, my, you know what? I think it's like, the family recipe.
Because we're both from South Texas.
There you go.
I'm from San Antonio.
It's good food. Houston, Harris County, we will see you next time. All right, Houston, Harris County, this is Gilbert Garcia of A Tip from Gilbert, Talk, Inspiration, and Prayer. We're going to now be on television. We will air every Saturday on Comcast 17, AT&T Channel 99, Phonoscope Channel 96, Suddenlink 99, and also hmstv.org. Every new episode every Saturday at 7 p.m. And follow me on social media. See you then.